time you're done this class, you're going to be able to create your own professional video. So I'm really excited to dive into this. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so some people have, some people haven't. Very cool. All right. So I'm just sharing my screen here. So are you guys seeing? Yeah, you guys are seeing my deck. Cool. All right. So today we're talking about generative AI image and video, and it's an incredibly exciting time. I've been a video producer most of my life, my whole adult life, and it's never been so exciting like this before. So today we're going to be talking about not just creating really nice, amazing visuals, but also the thought process behind storytelling. So if we're just creating fancy visuals and we're a brand, there needs to be a purpose or a point to it. So what is the story we're telling, and why are we telling the story? What is the purpose? So we're going to talk about how to create a really compelling story as well, in addition to really amazing visuals. Somebody mentions that ChatGPT is stopping Sora. That is correct. That's the big news recently. That was a couple days ago. So OpenAI is no longer, they're discontinuing their Sora product. I'm not sure if you heard of that one, but there's a lot of other amazing video tools that we're going to talk about today. This is me. Like I mentioned, I have over 15 years of experience in marketing and media and another 5 years of experience in design. And over the last 2 years, I've been diving in headfirst into generative AI, and it's just been incredibly exciting. So I've got a QR code there if you want to add me on LinkedIn. I'll share my profile as well later. And if you want to add me, please just put a note in the connection request. Like, you don't need the premium. You can do it for free. Just add a connection request note and just tell me you're in the class just to make sure that I add you back. I'd love to see what you guys are working on, and if you start making some work after this class, that'd be amazing. That's me. By the way, that's me 20 years ago. But you probably can't tell. I haven't aged that much. So today we're going to be making a piece of content, a professional AI video, and we're going to do an entire professional workflow from start to finish. And we're going to do it in less than 2.5 hours. Are you guys ready for that? We're going to move really fast. So I hope you guys are ready. But that being said, it's going to be fun, interactive, and you can sit back, relax, and enjoy because we're going to provide you with a summary at the end afterwards. Not immediately afterwards. It'll be in a follow-up email with the resources. But I just want you guys to focus and just watch, and don't worry, don't stress too much or worry about writing down notes, because we're going to provide you with the summary later in the week. So we're going to go from pre-production to production to post-production. And yes, if you stay until the end, you'll also receive a recording as well. Hold on one moment. I just got to put my do not disturb on. I gotta stay focused as well here. All right, nobody can bother me anymore. Okay, so here we go. So today we're going to look at image to video prompting. So there's such thing as text to video prompting, where you just type in text and then you click prompt and you get a video output. But the problem with that is that you're not controlling what you're going to receive as the output. So what we're going to do is create the image first. So we're going to go text to image and create an image, and then we're going to use that image to animate it and create a video. So some examples of tools that you can use for image to video prompting. So you can use tools like Midjourney, or Google has their Nano Banana. They also have another one called Imagine, but really Nano Banana has taken the stage. And these are some examples of video generation tools that I also love to use. So there's Runway, Google Veo, and this other one called Kling. So today we're going to look at a few specific ones. And what the analogy that I want to give you guys, that I give most people when I'm teaching, or just in regular conversations, is that this is the next generation of cameras. These are just like traditional cameras that we use in the real world, the physical cameras. And the exact same way that you don't need to have every single camera under the sun, you also don't need to use every single AI image or video generator under the sun. Because a lot of people get very overwhelmed by the amount of new tools and updates that are coming out all the time. And you don't need to worry about every single model and every single update. Just like real cameras, you're going to have your favorites and you're going to stick to those. If a new update comes out that's really cool with another one, then you can check it out. But really, you just are going to have your favorites that you usually stick to. So like I said, we're going to work on a professional workflow today. We're going to go from start to finish and actually make a whole video. And by the end of the class, we're going to present it and have a premiere. Does that sound good to you guys? You guys ready to make a whole video in this class? Okay, amazing. So we're going to start with the ideation. We need a great idea. What is this video? We're going to make a creative brief to keep everybody on the same page. This is really important in a real production. You're going to have a team, and everybody needs to know all of the details, anything that's important. What's the purpose of the ad? Who's it for? What's the key messaging? So we'll get into that in the creative brief. Then we're going to create a script. We're going to create a storyboard. So the storyboard is a great way to organize all of your shots before actually getting into the production. So I'll show you that as well. And then we're going to generate our images that we're going to use to create the videos. So in production, then we get into actually creating the videos. We create the voiceover and music. And then in the end, we'll quickly edit it together and we'll do a final export and we'll get to watch it. How do I edit the videos? I edit them in Adobe Premiere. But there's free options as well, like CapCut. I'll get into that at the end as well. So I'm going to go really fast today. And I'm going to try my best to leave some time at the end for questions. So I won't be able to answer too many questions in the chat. I'll try my best, but really try to keep your questions until the end if possible, because that's when I'm going to try to leave some time for answering your questions. And today we're going to make it interactive. So I want your ideas and I want to hear what you want to put into this video. We're going to make it super funny, super insane. Here's some examples of videos we've done in the past. So we've done Coca-Cola Lego. You can see Abraham Lincoln and George Washington at a party. That was from the Airbnb eras, time traveling experiences. We've got Equinox for superheroes. We've got Uber for aliens. We just do crazy, crazy ads. And of course, we're going to do another one today. So I'm going to show you an example of one of the past ads we've done, and then we'll get into today's concept. So just give me a sec here while I switch screens over. And it's a big surprise what we're doing today, so hang tight. And let me just pull up our last one. We had a crazy one last time. Here it is. I'm just going to make sure I'm sharing my audio. All right, here we go.
Life is full of decisions, thousands of them every single day. But what if you don't have to think about any of that? At Amazon, we know you better than you know yourself. What you search, what you watch, what you need, what you might need next. All that insight helps us serve you better than ever before. We understand you so well. We can predict what you need before you even think of it. No searching, no ordering, no waiting. We do the thinking for you. Amazon Prime Time, delivered instantly before you know you need it.
What do you guys think of that? It's pretty funny, isn't it? A couple of people saying no sound. I think the sound was working. Yes, a couple of people also mentioning it's choppy. I think that's just natural on video playback for Zoom calls, unfortunately. Yeah, some people saying it's creepy, crazy. Yeah, that's the point. It's like one of those big tech companies that's like promoting something that's they're trying to promote it as something that's like help saving the world and making the world a better place, but really it's like makes you kind of uncomfortable. Like, I don't know, is this a good thing that it's reading my mind and sends me things? Like, it's kind of creepy. So we had a lot of fun with that one last time. So now I'm going to open up my deck here again, and we're going to talk about what we're doing today. So what kind of video do you guys want to make today? I want to hear from the audience. Do you guys like that concept? Okay, so today we're going to do something. I really like that kind of big tech with the kind of morally ambiguous, creepy commercial. I think it's super funny. I love the ideas in here. So I want to tell you about the idea that we're going to do today because it's something that is very similar to the last one, where it's something that already exists, like a product that already exists, but we're taking it to another level that is getting kind of creepy, and we're going to make it really funny. So today we're going to do a Google product, and we're going to do Google Gemini therapy. So the same way that you may speak to your LLM about all of your personal issues, you may use it as your therapist. A lot of people are saying that they do this already. I certainly do. Not with Gemini, I do it with Claude. It helps me through a lot of my personal world. So today we're going to do that with Gemini. So we're going to make it super funny. And I've already kind of gotten a head start because I was so excited about this. So what do you guys think about this idea? Are you guys ready? Okay, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. So we're going to start with pre-production. And like I said, we're going to start with the idea, which we have. So we're going to make this an ad for Google Gemini therapy. And it's going to be a very similar type of vibe and tone to the Amazon Prime Time, where it's something that, these big tech companies know so much about you that they help you with your life in a way that maybe feels like a bit of an overreach, but also kind of it does help you. Somebody says they're getting married to their Gemini therapist. No, we're not getting into the relationships in this commercial because, well, and you can't date your therapist either, especially if it's an AI. So okay, so we've got the idea. Now we need to create a creative brief. So I'm going to show you what that is. We're going to clarify what is the strategy behind the ad. So what we're making, why are we making it, who is it for? And we're going to include more background context. So, we already have the Gemini LLM. So this is an additional feature for the LLM, the same way that, Claude's been coming out with tons of features, Claude Cowork, Claude Dispatch, Claude Connect. Gemini is doing something similar, but they're taking their own route with Gemini therapy. So what's the goal? Who's our target audience? So I'm going to open up a new doc and we're going to actually create this creative brief. So just give me a moment here while I switch screens and open up a new document. All right, and I'm just going to copy and paste all this. I know you can't see my screen yet. Just give me a second. All right. A lot of people are asking about receiving the recording. If you stay until the end, then we'll be sending out the recording to everybody later in the week with all of the resources. So the summary and the recording. Make sure you're staying until the end. Thank you, Srikant. I appreciate your comment there. Okay, so you guys can see this. It's large, and I'm going to. So let's fill this in. So what we're making, so this is an ad for Google Gemini therapy. Why we're making it, so it's an additional feature on top, built on top of Google's Gemini LLM. And what do you guys think? Is there other reasons why we're making it? I mean, I guess it's more specifically about the ad, not the feature itself. So the reason we're making the ad is to promote this new feature, this new Gemini therapy feature, and gain more users. Cool. And I'm just going to fix up a little bit of formatting here. What we're making, why we're making it, who's it for. So I would say it's for any adults, right? Somebody says it's because we're nuts. Okay, so who's it for? It's for anyone 18 plus. I mean, it's anyone that's anyone seeking a therapist, and I think that's good. I'm just gonna make these bullets here. Cool. All right, next question, background and context. So I think here I'm just gonna put this one in background and context. So it's an additional service. It's an additional feature built on top of Google's Gemini LLM. We already said the objective and goal. We said it's to promote the new service. Target audience, I would say it's the same as who it's for. And sorry, just give me a second here while I format this. I want to get rid of that bullet. Target audience. All right, so we need a key message. So, the text editor I'm using is just Pages. It's just Microsoft or Apple Pages, but you can use Word doc as well. So what's the key message here? Like we need like a really funny tagline or something. What's the key message we're trying to drive home? I'm just going to remove all these bullets. Yeah, it's definitely going to be funny. Definitely there will be comedy. No judgment here. Okay. Always here for you. That's a funny one. Your new best friend. Well, we don't really want it to be a friend because it's a therapist. I think the "we're here for you" is a good one because it plays into like the Google trying to be like really kind when they're somewhat.
Why not using the whisper flow for making your content while writing with your keyboard?
That I think that "we're here for you" is really funny. We're here for you because like they want more of your data, so we're here for you. So that's what I'm thinking. Somebody put that in the chat here. That's a really funny one. Okay, these are amazing ideas. Keep them coming, guys. So tone and personality. So guys, what kind of tone would you describe this as? Um, like I think it would be similar to that Amazon. Yeah, it could be sarcastic, sympathetic, empathetic. Well, oh yeah, definitely funny. Funny is the first one. Funny, capitals. Um, Dry humor, creepy. Yeah, creepy. Somebody said a funny one from the last class. It was like morally ambiguous. But that was funny. Um, that was from the Amazon one. We hear you. We hear you is a funny one too for the key message. We hear you. But I'm adding that one. Um, Borderline condescending. I don't know if it needs to be that, but that is funny. It should be like dystopian, right? Like it should be like dystopian, optimistic dystopian, optimistic dystopia. Okay, and then deliverables. All right, so we're going to say I'm an old school guy. I really don't like watching videos in the vertical like IG reels. I have trouble with that. I'm a traditional filmmaker. So I like 16 by 9. I want to watch this on TV or watch it on my iPad, my computer. So we're going to say 16 by 9 widescreen, and it's going to be for YouTube and TV. Uh, so that's our creative brief. I think this is awesome. This is hilarious, and we're going to use this to create our script in the next step. So let's keep going here. Like I said, we're going to rip through this. So now we're back into our deck, and we just created our brief, and it's looking great. So now we got to create our script. So we're going to get into script writing here, and we're going to use that creative brief and talk with an LLM to help us produce a really great script. And a lot of people talk about how amazing efficient these LLMs are and how it's like having a whole team working with you. But I don't hear enough people talking about how the quality of your work can actually be so much higher as well. It's not just about efficiency and having like a team with you, but actually having like the scripts that we can create with these LLMs can be incredible. And that's how we're making such funny commercials every time. It's not me. It's I mean it's partly me, it's partly you guys, but really it's getting a lot of help from these LLMs. So let's go into an LLM and make an amazing, hilarious script. That is the backbone of a really great commercial and a great story is a really compelling script. So I'm just going to open up my Claude here. Claude's my favorite. I've seen a lot of people switching over from ChatGPT to Claude recently, and ChatGPT is yeah, not as good anymore, in my opinion, my humble opinion. Okay, so I'm back in Claude. I just had to copy and paste my creative brief. You'll so the brief will be in the summary that you'll receive later. Somebody's asking for the brief, so I'm going to actually, you know what? I'm just gonna put it in here just so you can have it anyways because I do have it copy and pasted. Boom. That's a big one, but it's right there. You've got the creative brief. Okay, so we're gonna say act. We want to give it the role first, right? So act as a an executive marketing professional specializing in advertising, specifically script writing for hilarious ads. Okay, so now we say we're writing a script for a super funny spoof ad concept. The idea is a new feature from Google Gemini called Gemini Therapy. Um, the script should be less than 30 seconds. And let's see. And it should be funny, but nothing cheesy or over the top. I will paste my creative brief below. for more context. All right, so now I'm going to paste the creative brief and I'll say go. Boom, we're making an amazing 30-second commercial. Okay, so it's also describing the scenes, so I'll take those out just to make it easier for us to read. Um, okay, so the starting scene, a man sitting on his phone alone in the kitchen. Life can be hard. Sometimes you just need someone to talk to. I hear you, Kevin. I didn't tell you my name. I know. How's your mother? She's fine. Uh, Gemini therapy, we already know. Okay, that's kind of funny. But it should know his name already if it's his phone. I started, like I said, I started earlier and I made a really funny scene where it starts zoomed in on the woman. I'm actually going to show you this. It looks like she's in a therapist's office and it zooms out. Here, I'll just show you the clip so you guys can see it for yourself. This is I'm thinking this will be our opening shot. Tell me what you guys think of this. Just going to share my screen again here.
I don't know, sometimes I wish he would just listen to me. He never cares what I have to say, and it drives me crazy.
So the reason I started with this scene is I thought it was like it looks like she's in a therapist's office, and then you zoom out and you can see she's talking to a Google Home Mini. So do you guys like that? I mean, I didn't see that many emoji reactions or anything, but okay, now we're getting some cool. So let me know if you guys like that for the opening scene. I think it's pretty funny. Okay, cool. So, okay, tons of emojis. All right, we're loving it. Now we need a few more scenes to add in as well. So I want to show some like different situations. So tell me what you guys think. Like, help me write this script. What are some really funny situations where like Google knows your search history and knows so much about you and maybe tells you something or says something to you as your therapist that you made like I don't know, would be really funny. Like, Jordan, you searched this last week. Are you okay? Do you want to talk about it? Like things like that. Shopping. Okay. Well, that's kind of generic. Uh, Dad teaching his son about girls. Google Maps knows I went for a, oh my God, can't do that one. You murdered somebody. I don't think we can do that one. Um, what else do we have here? You're having an affair. Okay. Um, and maybe like the Google therapy, Gemini therapy says something like at an awkward time, like maybe there's somebody else around. Okay, so okay, there's some really funny ideas coming in here. Um, somebody, okay. Um, all right, there's so crazy ideas. It's going too fast. I actually can't keep up. So I'm just going to ask for some examples. So I'm going to say this is a funny ad, but I already have one scene in mind. A woman is sitting on the couch. A zoom, a close-up shot of a woman sitting on a couch, and she is crying, saying her boyfriend. Oh, you guys aren't seeing my screen. Sorry about that. Yeah, you guys, let me know if the screen's not sharing. Okay, so saying her boyfriend never listens. Then as the camera zooms out, the Google Home Mini is in view. Now we need a few more scenes like this that are really funny. Can you give me some ideas? So we're gonna get some really funny ideas here. Um, no, nothing sexist. Um, Somebody's going to, guys, it's gotta be PG-13. Uh, Okay, so here's some ideas. So the commute, a man is sitting in a parked car in his driveway, venting about his boss, letting it all out. The camera slowly pulls back and reveals he's in an office parking lot. Uh, Want to talk about it. I don't love that one, but maybe something at work, um, like he's being asked if he wants to quit or something. Date night, a woman is on what appears to be a first date, telling her date she just wants somebody who actually listens. The date is visibly not listening. The camera pulls back. She's actually talking to her Google Pixel. Oh, that's funny. That could be funny. No sex toys. Uh, a support group, a circle of people in folding chairs, looks like a classic therapy group, each person sharing, camera slowly pulls out. Okay, so it doesn't need to be a camera slowly pulling out every time. Uh, it doesn't need to be a camera slowly pulling out every time. That was just the establishing shot. Now we need other shots. It is already established for the viewer that the person is talking to Gemini. Give me more ideas. The date night idea is pretty funny. More like that. Boss drives up in a new car and people stalking him outside, telling him what a great car he has. I don't know. I don't get that one. Um, the wedding toast. The best man stands up at a wedding reception, taps his glass, and delivers a heartfelt, emotional, articulate speech. The groom is crying. Everyone moved. He sits down and quietly whispers, "How did I do?" No, it's not that funny. Guy at the gym. Okay, but I don't think he'd be doing therapy at the gym. I don't know. Um, oh, it could be an argument. That's funny. The job interview, man. One last question. What's your greatest weakness? Long pause. He glances down at his phone. Don't say what we talked about. Nah. I think the date is funny. I think the what was the other one? The argument is funny. Okay, so I'd say the date is funny and the argument is funny. Maybe something about someone's in-laws could be funny. Make it awkward and hilarious. Okay, Sunday dinner. The whole family's at a dinner table. Uncomfortable silence. Mother-in-law makes a passive-aggressive comment about the pot roast. The wife smiles and says nothing. Under the table, her husband is furiously typing in Gemini. Do not say what you're thinking. Okay, that could be funny. Just shorten it down a bit. Uh, a man walks past the guest bedroom. His in-laws have been staying for the weekend. Now is week 3. These are a little too long for how fast we need to go right now. I think let's just stick with the date and the argument. So let's just stick with the date scene and the argument scene. It needs to be very quick, just 1 or 2 shots. I already have the first scene, so these are the second and third scene. Write some hilarious script ideas. Oh, all right. So we're gonna make scene 2 and scene 3 here. That this date one is not as funny as the other one. A couple mid-fight. Husband holds up a phone desperately. She's right. Husband slowly turns to look at husband. Whose side are you on? I don't have sides, but she's right. Nah, that's not that funny either. Where was the other funny? There's a funny date one. Here, this one was funny. People are saying the dog one. Which one was the dog one? Oh, the dog. Face to face, telling the dog all his problems. Cameras pulled back. Okay, I'm putting in the dog one. Okay, so these two were really funny. Make them more simple in just in a way that can be accomplished in one shot each. Okay, because we need to make this really simple just because we're doing this quickly in the class. Um, all right, so a woman is at a romantic restaurant at a table, candle lit, just mid conversation. I just feel like you actually listened to me. Okay, so is she on the date with the Gemini? She's dating the therapist? No, that's kind of crazy. Um, I don't know. I don't know about that one. Maybe they're on the date and she's just happening to talk. She's just talking to Gemini. What do you guys think? And the dog. So man lying on the floor face to face with his dog. I just don't know what I'd do without you, buddy. The dog gets up and walks away. He doesn't move a beat. And then the Google Nest Hub is already on the floor next to him and says, "I'm still here." Okay, I love that. I think that's a great ending. So, okay, so this is really great. Let's say I love the dog scene. The date scene needs a bit of work because she is on a date with a man who isn't listening, but she is talking to the Gemini therapy app on her phone. Please update this scene and make it hilarious. Okay, so the woman, they're at that same table, and that's when I realized I just need someone who actually listens, you know? She glances up from her phone, her date is across the table, dead-eyed, scrolling, and hasn't heard a word. And Gemini says, "You deserve better." And then maybe the man gets up and leaves or something. Um, yeah, we can't have two women complaining about listening. You're right. It can't be the woman. So maybe it's the man, uh, and it's something else. Okay, so the first scene is woman already complaining about not listening. Can we make it something else? Like maybe the man, like maybe the Gemini tells her there is something bad about the man and she can do better. Yeah, because we don't want to do the same thing twice in a row. He has an Instagram account you don't know about. She looks up slowly at her date. He is still talking, oblivious smile. She looks back down. How many followers? Enough. Nah, it's too long and it's not that funny. Um, Not funny enough. Something more simple. It doesn't require a conversation. Just one sentence from Gemini. You're out of his league. No, that's not good enough. Um, it needs to sound like a therapist. It should indicate something about the man that makes her think twice. Man she's on the date with. Okay, finally a funny one. How does it make you feel that he mentioned his ex four times in the last minute? Okay, that's funny. All right, so I think we've got two great scenes here, so we're gonna move on. Do you guys like this one? I think it's super funny. So I'm gonna copy and paste these into our script doc. So I'm just gonna make a new script doc. All right, I'm glad that you guys think these are hilarious as well. Okay, so all right, so we've got this one. I'm just copying from Gemini. And just give me a sec. Let me open up the chat here again. And where was our dog scene? That dog scene was hilarious. All right, so we got scene 3. That's scene 3, the dog. Do heading. I'm just formatting this so everybody can see. Okay, I love the energy, guys. This is amazing. We always make something super funny, and the best part is that we get to celebrate with a premiere at the end. So I've already got the first scene in here. So I don't know that we need to reinsert it here, but we've got the script. Just because we're in a rush here, I think I'm just going to show you scene 2 and scene 3. So we've got our script. So this is Gemini therapy script. Gemini therapy. Cool, and we're ready to move on. So we're going to get into image generation now. Are you guys ready? We're going to make some images. All right. So I'm just going to go back to our deck so we can get oriented here. Okay, amazing, amazing. Oops. Okay, so we're we're going to make a storyboard. First, we're going to make the storyboard and then generate images that are going to help us organize all of our shots. So the storyboard is a really great way to organize your shots. So we know exactly when each shot will appear in our ad. So it's really helpful when we're both shooting the commercial and in post-production when we're editing the commercial. So I'm going to show you what this looks like in my design tool. So you can use any design app you like. For me, my favorite is Figma. Have you guys heard of Figma? Do you know Figma? So with Figma, it's a UX design tool, but it's great for just general purpose design. And so here we've got a blank storyboard. So what I like to do first with my storyboard, it's just a storyboard template. I'm actually going to share it in the I'm going to share this in the chat with everybody. So I just shared it to everyone. So you should see the file there. So it's just a blank template. It's just a 3 by 3 grid. And what I like to do first, so firstly, I just drag and drop this to import it. And then I like to lock it so that way it doesn't move. So see when I click, I mean, the whole canvas moves, but if I click on it, it doesn't move because I'm going to be dropping a lot of images and text in here. So it's called Figma. Here, I'm just going to spell it out for you. So Figma, I just put it in there. So now I'm going to start inserting my scenes. So we have that first scene that I already showed you. So that's the woman sitting and crying, talking to in her living room, which kind of looks like a therapist's office. And that's our first scene. So I'm going to put it in the first box, and I'll say it's scene. Whoops, that's really big. We'll say this is scene one. Let's see, it's still pretty big. Scene one, woman crying in her living room. All right, and then we got scene two is going to be the date scene. So we need to make images for these now. And scene three is going to be that man and his dog scene, and his dog. And then at the end, we'll have an end call to action. Like, you know how at the end of the commercial, you always see the logo and maybe a tagline and maybe like a call us or download today in the App Store. So we're going to make this the call to action logo. Call to action and logo. So this is the logo I made. What do you guys think? Does this look like a real logo from a Google app? I got like the colors and then I added the gradients to the therapy. I could see Google launching something like this with this logo. Oh no, I gotta change. Hold on, I'm just gonna use my exported version. Just give me a moment here. Where did I put that? Hold on, it's just on my desktop. Google Gemini Therapy. Here we go. Okay, so that just so I can shrink it easier and stays in scale. All right, so then the ending is just going to have the Gemini Therapy. And that's it. We're going to try to keep it simple because we want to have those two scenes really, really hilarious for today. And we've got a first one that's really great. And then we're going to call this project. Oh, it's still huge. We're going to call this project Google Gemini Therapy Ad. Cool. So you see how that just makes it really easy to stay organized. And using this, we can keep everybody on the same page as well. So we've got our creative brief, we've got our script, we've got our storyboard, we've got one image that I created, but now we need, yes, we got to go deeper. So now we need to make these next images. So that's the next step here. We're going to get into production. So just give me a moment here. All right, so I do need to I need to go to the bathroom. So I just need to take a quick pause here. So Outskill, would you mind just putting on a quick clock? It can be quick, like just, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes.
Yes. I'll
Okay.
put out a 5-minute timer probably. Maybe everybody also can go ahead and take a quick, breather break and come back.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're going to do a quick break and we'll be right back.
Perfect. Folks, let's do that. I love how all of you are participating in this entire lecture. I will go ahead and put out a 5-minute timer and we will get back. There you go. And all of the people who are asking for the resources, don't worry about it. We will be sharing that, like Jordan mentioned, towards the end of the mastermind. All right, the timer's on. Dimple, I've raised it to our team. I think, yeah, we will be reaching out to you in the next few hours to help you out with your query. Avni and others who are asking about you not being able to see the chat, that is because we set the chat to hosts and panelists. I can read your messages. I'm actively replying back to messages as well. Jordan is able to see the messages. And the reason why we did this is because a few people, I mean, some of the participants are also feeling that, when the chat is on, they're getting distracted. So this is a good balance to have. We are able to read your message, and we are able to reply back to you as well. Is there a chance I can receive notes I missed from session one? Yes, Stephen, we will be sharing that. In fact, all of it is right here inside this Drive folder. I will go ahead and share this once again with you. Give me a second. Yep, this is the right link. This is where the resources are all added. So all of the people who missed out on session one today, you have the documents right here. Will you get the recordings? Yes, people who complete the whole mastermind will be getting access to the recordings. Don't worry about it. I'm a professional and can only attend weekend sessions. Kranti, we'll talk about that tomorrow. Don't worry about it right now. Yes, Salman. I mentioned, you complete the whole mastermind and we will share the recordings, resources, and everything else with you. Kindly tell me the time of vibe coding class that's happening tomorrow, Maksud. It's happening tomorrow, second half of the day. Terrible echo on my end. Gary, I think it could be something at your end. You could drop off the call and join back in. Or I think somebody at the beginning of today's session mentioned that you just have to turn the audio to mono. That could be an option that you will find on your Zoom setting. If you find that, you can use that. No, there are only two folders, inside the Drive link that I've shared. If you're seeing two folders, that's absolutely fine. I went ahead and showed a wrong folder by mistake. Kimberly, you should be able to find the option on the Stripe page of Emergent. That should be fine, Simon. So Max, you could, if your Max question is around Emergent, and I'll just make it clear for everyone. The Mastermind 100 code that we had shared earlier, it applies to the standard plan, and the pro plan has a different code altogether, right? Let's focus on the session right now and not on what we had in the previous sessions. I think, all of us are engaging very well in the current session. So let's continue that. Jordan is back, and I'll take more questions towards the end and help you all out with these things that we are talking about. Jordan, are we good to continue?
Yeah. Maybe we'll just wait another few seconds here while everybody gets back.
Yeah, so that everyone comes back. Yes.
Yeah, perfect. So I'm just going to organize my assets here. And it's really important to stay organized while you're doing this. So every time I'm downloading my images or my videos, you always want to keep them in a really organized structure. So that's what I'm doing here while we just wait for everybody. So just saving my creative brief.
Wonderful. Joseph says he's back. Katrina, I've seen your message earlier as well. We do not have any referral code for Runway. It's an incredible tool to convert your images to videos and all of that, but we don't have any referral code for that.
Yeah, Runway's incredible. They've got their new Gen 4.5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, have you tried it yet, Fami?
Yeah. I've not tried it myself, but I've seen somebody using it.
I'm just eagerly waiting for Dance 2 because it's finally being released, and it's being released in certain countries on certain platforms. So I don't have it yet, but it's finally like out of suspension. Like they suspended the release for like a week.
Yeah.
And we've been waiting for it for like a month or two. So I'm hoping it's around the corner. I can't wait to actually use it. So that's for you guys that aren't familiar with it. That's the ByteDance one. That's like really getting a lot of hype right now, and we're seeing a lot of demos from some creators that have had early access to it, and it's just unbelievable. So hopefully, in next class, hopefully we'll be able to use Dance too. But we've got some other amazing ones that we're going to use today. But Dance 2 is like next level. Yeah. So now that everybody's back, I think we're ready to get started here again. So let's get into it again. All right.
You can go ahead and share your screen once again.
Yeah, here we go. You guys ready? Everybody had a nice quick break and you're ready to start generating some images? This is where things get really crazy because it's really important to have an amazing concept for setting us up for having a really great story. And now we're going to create the visuals for that story to actually tell the story. So we're going to make a really hilarious ad. So this is a great framework for image prompting because when you're image prompting and video prompting, you need to think like a creative director. You need to think like you're actually out there in the real world and you're actually shooting a scene. So if you're shooting a scene as a creative director, what's in the scene? So you're going to have a subject. That subject may be doing some type of action. It's going to be in some environment, some location or scene. There's going to be an atmosphere. So it could be, a sad vibe, a happy vibe. In our case, maybe a creepy vibe and like kind of an emotional psychological thriller vibe. And then you're going to, with the image prompting, one of the craziest things that always just blows my mind is that you can actually prompt a camera type. So you can prompt the camera body, the lens, the lighting. You can do all of the different camera terms. And I also want to make sure that you guys are not worried about this if you don't know camera terminology, because you don't need to put it. So this is just a framework that's like a guideline or suggestions. It's just to help you understand or think about what to put in your image prompts. But if you don't know cinematography terminology, you don't need to put it in. Just if you're a real cinematographer or you're a photographer and you just love specific looks of types of film or types of lenses, then you can put that information in your prompt and it'll actually replicate what it looks like in real life. So for example, for me, I want to use like an Arri Alexa, like cinema camera, like, one of the most expensive Hollywood cameras that a lot of Hollywood movies are shot on. How accurate is it? Well, it's pretty close looking. Like I wouldn't say it's an 100% accurate, but over time, as the models continue to get better and better, I find that they're getting closer and closer. So they're becoming more and more accurate. So you can even take style references. Like you can say, you can do it with either image prompts. Like you could take a screenshot from your favorite movie and use it as a style reference and say, mimic the style of this image reference. Or you can use a style reference like, for example, we shot that Coca-Cola Lego ad. So that was in the style of Lego. So ultra realistic 3D. You want cinematic style. You want claymation style. So you can choose the style as well. So there's just infinite possibilities with what you can put into an image prompt. So this is an example from the Equinox ad that we did. This is from a couple weeks ago or about a month ago. And so you've got the subject, it's two happy women, subjects. The action, they're walking towards an Equinox gym, which is also the setting, but then the setting is really in a busy metropolitan downtown. The vibe and the day, it's a beautiful summer day. It's a summer afternoon. The angle, it's a medium shot. The camera, it's shot on a Canon EOS 1DX. It's a really amazing photography camera. The lens, it's a 20 millimeter lens. So again, if you don't know what these words mean, you don't need to worry about them. But the lens length will actually help you determine the shot length. So whether you want a wide shot, you want it really wide, then you can use like a 10 millimeter, 20 millimeter lens. But if you want a zoomed in shot, an extreme close up, you could say a 100 millimeter lens, and it'll know that that's a really high zoom lens. So that helps the prompt, the image model, understand how far or close the zoom should be. Ultra realistic style, also cinematic style. So it gives it that kind of cinematic, dramatic effect and look. So I want to show you what this looks like actually in an image generator tool. So now we're going to go into the image generator tool. I'm going to go into Krea. So Krea is an aggregator. Krea has a lot of different image and video models on their platform using APIs. So I go into the image tool. So this is where I can prompt the image models. And yeah, there's also a lot more that you can prompt. That's just a beginning framework. But people are saying you could do this and that. And yeah, you're totally right. Somebody's asking if I'm real, Prasad. Yes, I'm real. I'm not an avatar. I'm real. I'm human. So we're going to go back into Krea here, and I'm going to show you that you can choose the model that you want to use. Because one question I get a lot is, there's so many models. Do I really need a subscription to this one and that one and the other one? That's going to cost a fortune. And the truth is, you don't need a subscription to all of them. You can use an aggregator tool. There's different types of aggregators that use different types of pricing models. We get into that in more detail and more depth in the accelerator programs, which I highly recommend checking out if you are interested in going further in your exploration of generative AI. Today, we're going to take a quick look at Krea. People are asking in the chat how to spell it. So you can see in the browser here. If you ever get lost where I am, just look at the browser URL section, the URL field, but I'm putting it in here in the chat. So it's Krea, KREA.ai. So here you can see all of the different image models that they're hosting. So my favorite right now is Nano Banana 2. It's much faster and cheaper than Nano Banana Pro. So you can see the amount of credits that it uses up here. So it's half the amount of credits. Whoops. It takes half the amount of credits from Nano Banana Pro. So I like that. That's great. It's also faster. It doesn't indicate that here, but it is much faster than Nano Banana Pro. So there's a lot of other options here as well. Great models, but my favorite is Nano Banana 2. So we're going to run with that. That one is new as of just a month ago. It's only a month old. So first thing you want to do when you're making your prompt is that you want to set the canvas size because that's going to dictate your aspect ratio for your video. So I'm going to go ahead and go 16:9 because remember we're going to watch this on TV and YouTube. And I'm going to make the resolution 2K. I don't need 4K. That's going to be overkill. It's going to make my generations cost more and be really big, bigger than I need right now. So let's go ahead and just take that prompt just as an example and put it in here. And I'm just going to click generate. And so for the legalities, you cannot own a prompt. You can't own the text. However, on certain platforms, you need to read the terms and policies, but you can own the output. So yeah, you need a subscription. If you're doing a free trial, you won't be able to own the output. But if you pay for a subscription, depending on the platform, you need to check the platform. But you can own the output of the image generation, which is important when you start getting into commercial work. So here we go. So you can see it's got exactly what we described. It's two happy young women on a beautiful summer day, downtown busy city, walking towards an Equinox gym. They're a little bit past the gym, so it looks like they're more walking out rather than walking in. So today you're going to see what really happens behind the scenes because it's important to see that your first image generation is not always going to be perfect. And a lot of times people see ads and they hear that it was made with AI and they go, whoa, that was amazing. They just made it with some prompts. And that's true that people are making amazing ads, but they're doing tons and tons of image generations and video and tons of video generations behind the scenes, and you're not seeing the mistakes and the hallucinations that happen. So the end result looks amazing, but you didn't see that there was tons of reiterations in between. And so the analogy that I use for people is it's the same as the LLMs. So when you use an LLM, you put in a prompt, you get an output, and then you continue to refine your prompts and continue to get new outputs until you're happy with the result. It's very similar with the image generation. You're going to keep generating images, and it's going to have one problem here, one problem there. So you're going to tweak your prompt and do it again. And that's what really happens behind the scenes in a professional production. So now that we've got the basics down, this is a good one too, but again, they're walking away from the gym, not towards the gym. And I don't know if you guys have seen how much this has advanced over the last, I don't know, 3 to 6 months, or even the past year for sure. It is unbelievably high quality now compared to what it used to be. There used to be the 6 finger problem and faces would morph and just like tons of weirdness. And now this is really hard to tell whether this is real or AI. So let's go ahead and actually make our assets for our commercial. So I'm going to go back into our scene here. So we've got, and I'm just going to show it to you guys again so you can see, because we've got these two scenes. So we've got the romantic date, candlelit, wine poured, date talking. Okay, so I think we could try to take part of this right out of the script and use it as the prompt. And one thing I forgot to kind of isolate or highlight, the best practices for prompting, it's visible here, but I didn't really explicitly say it. You want to separate each element of your prompt by a comma or a plus sign. I generally do a comma because it's easier than plus signs. So you see how we're not doing full sentences. We're not speaking in natural language. It's almost like a Google search, like you're just prompting with keywords. That is the best practice for image prompting because if you start putting in too many words, it's not recognizing those filler words. It's just confusing it and it might start hallucinating. So best practices are really to be separating each element with a comma. That's the best way to do it. So I'm going to go back into Korea here and let's generate our first scene. So it's not just the woman, right? It's a man and woman at a romantic restaurant, sitting at a table. candle lit, wine glasses, wine poured. Okay, so this is written more like a script, a scene description. So I'm just going to fix it a bit. We'll say woman is glancing down at her phone under the table. I mean, it could even be above the table. I don't know. Let's see what it looks like first. I want it to be ultra realistic. We don't want it to just, if you don't describe it, then it will just make something random. So if I don't describe it, here, let's see what happens if I don't describe it. It might just give me cartoon. It could give me anything. And so I'm just going to run that just as a quick test. And now I'm going to add in, I want this shot on an Ari Alexa camera. And we'll say cinematic style, cinematic color grading, ultra realistic. So we're being very specific that we want this to look ultra realistic and cinematic. Abi Veer has put in his script. I just feel like she wipes. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit too long to go for her to go to the bathroom and start crying in the bathroom after. I don't have time for that today. But here, this is pretty good. What do you guys think? Yes, you could ask ChatGPT or Claude to help you with prompting. Absolutely, you can. So I think this is a great one, except he looks like he's actually listening, and it's her that's not listening. So I think that maybe the man should be on his phone as well, because then the man is not paying attention. Oh wait, but we said it wasn't about paying attention, right? What did we say it was? It was. Oh yeah, it was about how does it make you feel that he mentioned his ex 4 times in the last minute? Yeah, so that's okay. So people were liking this one. Awesome. I think she's gonna have it above the table. Like, woman is on her phone. I think that everything about whoops. Oh, what happened there? I accidentally clicked on something. I think everything here is great except wait, no, this one's pretty good. Her eyes are not really on the phone, but I guess that's part of the glance. I mean, this one might be our best one. Well, sorry, we haven't done that many. We've only done 2. Let's keep doing some more. And sometimes it's just a matter of, if we're close, but it's not exactly what we want. Like maybe we just want her eyes to be a bit more focused on the phone. We could do the exact same prompt, but instead of glancing, right? Instead of glancing, she's just looking at the phone. So that's what we have in the second prompt. I'm going to run it again. Okay, this looks exactly like the scene we're describing, right? The man is giving her attention, but not good attention. The attention is that he's talking about his ex, and so she's on her phone, and she's talking to Gemini therapist. And it's funny. I think it'll be funny because like Gemini will be saying these things out loud with the man in listening. So it could kind of be like, making the man self-aware of what he's saying as well. So this is funny. So what do you guys like this one? We're getting a lot of good emojis here. So I think we're going to download this one as an option. Is he looking away? I don't know. I think he'd be looking at her. I don't know. I think let's see what else we have. Why is it doing it? Oh, it changed. Whoops. So when you come back, it changes the canvas size. It was because I accidentally left and came back. So I just got to set it back. So I really like this one. This one's not bad either, except you can see it doesn't look like Google Gemini. So I think we could go with this one. He should be more self-involved. I mean, he's talking about himself and his ex, so it's a bit too much self-involved, I think. Makes it feel like she's not interested in browsing her phone. Yeah, no, I think the first one's great. This one's great too. Okay, so we've got 2 great options. I think we can move on. So now that we have that, I'm just going to show you quickly what we do with that. So we're going to keep using our storyboard, and I'm going to just put the image. I'm just grabbing the right one. So now we're going to put that image in our storyboard. So we know that this is the image for scene 2. And now we just need scene 3. Does that make sense to you guys? Do you see how useful this can be? So it's going to be really useful when we get into video editing at the end, because now we're going to know exactly the order. And as you get more scenes, it obviously becomes more and more important. This is very simple with only 3 scenes. So we're back in the image generation, and I'm just going to share again. All right, so now we need the dog scene. So we've got, let me just look back at the creative brief for a moment here. Okay, so this, I'm copying and pasting this directly the um, from our creative brief. The man is lying on the floor, face to face with his dog, pouring his heart out. Okay, now I want to just copy and paste some of the same elements from the previous image prompt because I want shot on an ARRI Alexa camera, cinematic style, cinematic color grading, ultra realistic. I want those same things to stay consistent. So I'm just I copy and pasted them from the previous prompt. We need more stuff. We need to be more specific. Like, what kind of dog is it? A hound dog. Yeah, can we make it a? I think we can make it a basset hound because I had basset hound. I love the basset hound with his dog. So we'll say it's a basset hound. So he's lying on the floor. We'll say it's a modern interior design. We'll say it's his living room floor, modern interior design home. And so whatever you have at the front is going to have more emphasis than what's in the back. So if I want it to focus, here, I'm just going to show you. So it's going to focus on the man on the floor. But if I put the man on the floor further back, well, there's not that many things here. If I put like the Google Home Mini, for example, on a table, it's going to focus more on the Google Home Mini. And then because the man on the floor and the dog are later in the prompt, it's going to have less emphasis in the image. So that's a really cool thing to know as well. When you're prompting, whatever's more closer to the front will have more emphasis. So this is great. I think this is what we were talking about, right? So I think this could be a great option. What do you guys think? We're gonna download that one. This one's even better. He's really pouring his heart out in this one. And we've got the Google Mini in the back. So we're going to go ahead and download that one. And I'm just going to organize my images here. So like I said, it's really important to stay organized. So I've got my date scene images. You can't see this. I'm just organizing. And dog scene. All right, so I've got my 2 images downloaded, and I think we could just go right into generating the videos because these are great. What do you guys think? You guys happy with these? I certainly am. I think these are hilarious. So somebody says the dog should be walking away. So it will. The dog will walk away. So I will show you that part. So now I will, that's going to be in the video. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you another type of prompt before we get into the video scene. And I'm going to show you an image edit prompt. So this is a different type of prompt. So I'm going to take this image that we just downloaded, this one, I'm uploading it as an image reference. I just dragged and dropped it in there. I'll show you again, just here, all you do is just drag and drop. So you see add as image prompt. And staying on Nano Banana 2. So one thing that's amazing, oh, you're right, the resolution's low. Thank you for mentioning that. It's too low. So I'm going to just upscale these. I'm just clicking this upscale button. And so one thing I can do with these, oh, actually, I want the upscaled version. Well, it'll be upscaled when I use 2K here. Okay, so I'm going to speak in natural language and give it an instruction to edit it. So I'm going to say, show me this identical photo zoomed in on the Google Home Mini sitting on the coffee table from a high angle. So I'm asking for a different angle of this exact same image. And so this is an image editing prompt. So I could also ask, I'm just going to show you an example. I'm going to say, remove the dog from the image. And the man is looking over his right shoulder at the Google Home Mini sitting on the coffee table in his living room. And reiterating what's in the image just helps it understand the context and everything that's in there, because the AI is actually reading the image and can see what's in the image. So when I say, he's looking over at the coffee table with the Google Home Mini, that helps it understand because it can actually see in our image reference that's actually in there. Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable. So that looks really good. Let me just see the original image. I mean, unbelievable. Look at how similar that is to this image. It has the coffee mug, it has the table, the books, it has the plant, the exact same. It's unbelievable. So this will be our follow, both of these. Wow. So this will be our follow-up shot, and we'll get the Google Home like doing the highlighting little lights, the lights flickering while it's talking. For any of you that own these, you know. Okay, so this could be the end frame of the dog have walked out. This is the dog walking out. So we can do a start frame, end frame, which is in the video part, which I'm going to show you in a moment here. So we've got all of our images. This is, I mean, I'm actually surprised how fast we got these because usually I generate quite a few images to get the right ones, but these ones we just nailed instantly. So these are awesome. So let me just download that one, and let's see this one. Yeah, that one's 2K. Okay, so let's move on. Are you guys ready to get into production? Because the fun's just beginning. We're just getting started. We're just getting going. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. All right. Now we're into the production phase. So if you thought that was fun, just hold your horses. So now we're going to create our assets. So we're going to create our voiceover, our video, and our music. And we're going to use AI for all of these. So for voice, we're going to use a tool called 11 Labs. For video, we're going to use a tool called Kling. Runway is another really cool one. We can try it out, but we'll see how much time we have. And for music, we're going to use 11 Labs again. Suno is another really great music tool, but the reason I want to show you these ones is because they have free trials. 11 Labs has a free trial. Kling has a free trial. Suno does not. So that's why I'm not using Suno today, because I want you guys to see 11 Labs. 11 Labs started as a voice model, and then they introduced a music model about half a year ago. So they really are trying to dominate the audio space because Suno was only music. So now 11 Labs is really competing head to head with Suno as well, not just in voice, but also in music. So we're going to look at these tools. So let's get into it. So I'm going to switch over to another browser, and I've got them open, ready to go here. All right, so we're going to start in Kling. So just going to share again. Here we are. So this is actually one that I created from the previous, right before the class, but it didn't get the flicker. It didn't get the proper lights moving. So that didn't work. So that's why you have to keep trying different generations. So you can see here, this is what I generated earlier.
I don't know, sometimes I wish he would just listen to me. He never cares what I have to say, and it drives me crazy.
That wasn't the good one where she's crying. She wasn't. It wasn't as good enough acting. So that's part of the prompting, is prompting them to have those emotions and be real actors. You're really directing actors, synthetic actors. It's pretty amazing. So what I'm going to do now is grab the images. So we've got our opening scene. Now we need our date scene. And I'm going to go ahead and use this one. I'm just dragging it in, importing it as our image reference. So we're going to animate this image, and the image is our starting frame. And so video prompting is quite different than image prompting, because with video prompting, we're going to describe the scene in natural language. So we're actually going to write full sentences. You can try to do different, you can try something different, but the best practices are describing the scene in a full sentence. And so it's quite different than image prompting, because remember, with image prompting, we separated each element with a comma. So for this one, what do we want to show exactly? Let's think about it first before we prompt it. So she's on her phone. He's watching her. I don't know what I'm just thinking. What would the scene actually look like if she's becoming disinterested because he's talking about his ex? Why does it require natural language? Well, it's just understanding better what the scene should be, what should be happening in the scene. I don't know why its best practices are different than image. Well, I guess because with image models, you don't need to be describing a whole motion picture, a whole moving scene. So it's easy to just put in keywords. So with a scene, you actually need to describe the scene for the video. So let's think about what yeah, she's frustrated and okay, so a man and a woman are on a date. And so you need to reiterate what's in the scene so that the AI knows what to do. So if I don't say that they're at a restaurant and that there's people in the background's going to stay static. Those people are not going to move if I don't say that they're in a restaurant with people in the background. I'm to I say on a date, a busy one, there are people. Oh, is my internet still? You guys are still seeing me, right? I just got a thing that my internet was low or something. Um, he's Yeah, he's still talking. Right. He's still talking. Okay, so there are people, um, there are other people eating in the background. The man is talking, continues to talk to the woman while she is busy on her phone, not paying attention to him. And we can also do the camera movement. So, oh, she should roll her eyes, yeah, while she's busy on her phone, um, not paying attention to him. She rolls her eyes after he says something to her. She rolls her eyes. We could even describe what he says. So, do you guys want to make him say something like he's talking about her ex, like my ex did this, my ex did that? Um, He talks about how much he misses his ex. Is that, I don't know, is that realistic? Maybe. Um, the man says his ex never listened to him, um, didn't take him seriously. Man says, the man says, she never listened to me. She didn't take me seriously. The woman rolls her eyes and it becomes frustrated while she continues uh, typing on her phone. So you can see we're getting into a really detailed scene. And then we're also going to put in some camera words as well. So what is the camera motion that we want to have here? So one thing I really love about Kling is that it makes it really easy to think about the camera motion that you want because there's this little inspiration and presets button here. I'm just going to zoom in on it. So this little icon here, if you click on it, it can help you with seeing different types of camera movements. So it can be like a handheld device, so it feels like you're there. That gives it that feeling that you're really there. The camera could zoom in. The camera could, I mean, it could stay still. It could pan. I think for this one, I think handheld device might be really interesting. So let's go ahead and try that. So we're going to do it with audio, and we're going to make it. Let's make it 10 seconds, and we're going to do two outputs. So that way we get two different options. So we'll see how it performs. So while that one's generating, because we have a paid account, we don't need to wait. We can continue doing more generations. We can also do a multi-shot scene. So I'm going to do that here. This is a new feature where it will actually automatically do like a close-up shot or a wide shot. It'll change the types of shots, so it'll make it more like an actual sequence, not just one shot. Really cool. So I'm just gonna give it a different camera motion just to try something different and we can compare it. So I'm gonna do a camera zoom in, and the speed of the camera motion is slow. And we're gonna do this. We're gonna do the multi-shot. So we're gonna see what it gives us. And I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'll just add a second there. All right, cool. So those are generating. So generating still takes some time. Like, there is a waiting process. But what's really cool is that there's these new real-time video tools that are coming out. Which company came out with one recently? Somebody just came out with a real-time video model. I think it was Runway actually. And that's the next big step forward, is actually getting the generations in real time. And you don't have to wait. You're actually prompting and it's happening as you prompt. So that's, if you want to know like what's coming down the pipeline, that's going to be really, really cool. Okay, so these are generating. I think we can try doing the dog scene as well while these are waiting. So let's do our dog scene. So I'm going to go grab the dog. Why don't we use Leonardo for images? We absolutely could. There's just so many options out there, and we chose to use this one. So we chose Korea using Nano Banana. Nano Banana too is known to be one of the best models available on the market. Runway is not available through ChatGPT. Native audio does give us sound, yeah, and that's a newer feature. Oh, that's the end frame. I don't want the end frame. I want the start frame. Oh, hold on. I didn't download the upscaled version. I just need to go get the upscaled version. Just give me a moment here. No, it's this one. This is the upscale, yeah. All right, just give me a second here. Okay, so we've got our high res version, and now I'm going to drag and drop it into Kling. So this is our start frame. And so what do we want to happen here? So we could use similar language to the original creative brief and the prompt. We say a man. I don't know if it's going to know
Recording in
what that is.
progress.
And we'll just say, I think we'll just leave it as stationary camera. I think that would be a good shot, stationary camera. The man continues crying and turns his head to look over his right shoulder, looking out the window. Turns his head to the right, looking out the window. Or I'll just say looking at the coffee table. That'll be easier. Looking at the coffee table, because then it'll be more accurate. Okay, here we go. So that one's ready, and I'm going to prompt that one as well. And now we've got our date scene ready. So we've got 4 of these. So let's see which one even more, I think. Oh my God. Let's see which one looks best.
She never listened to me. She didn't take me seriously.
That is perfect. What do you guys think?
She never listened.
I think that's amazing. Like on the first prompt, on the first generation. Okay, let's see this one.
She never listened to me. She didn't take me seriously.
They're both good. Okay, let's see this one now. This is with the zoom in and with multi-shot. Oh, hold on.
She never listened to me. She didn't take me seriously.
Great. Perfect. We've got another shot to make it a full sequence. Let's see this one.
She never listened to me. She didn't take me seriously.
Okay, these are all great. Like any of those will work. So now we need the dog scene. So that one's still going to take some time. So while that one's generating, I'm just going to. So I've got the download. Those worked out perfectly. Like all 4 of those were amazing. So we could use any of those. So I'm going to say date scene video. And now I'm going to look at, let's see, let's make the music first, because the voiceover is going to be a little challenging because we actually need 2 voiceovers. We need the Google Gemini speaking, and we also need the need the narration of the voiceover as well. So let's go ahead and pick a voice. So I'm going to go to the voices section. So we're in 11 Labs right now. 11 Labs is the audio tool that I was telling you about. We don't have access to Morgan Freeman, unfortunately. Okay, so let's start, or actually, sorry, before we get into voices, I said we'd do music first. Let's do music. So, how would you describe the music if you were to give it like an emotional feel or a vibe? How would you describe that vibe? Because we're going to describe it here, and I'm going to make sure it's instrumental. And I'd love your input. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Like, what would be some funny or the right song? The right should be like empathetic, tech, trance, maybe, um, heartfelt, Phil Collins. Oh, slow piano. That'd be funny. Slow piano. I'll get rid of tech and trance. Innovation. Yeah, let's try that. And duration is going to be 30 seconds. Oh, a song that evokes a sense of understanding. Okay, so let's see what it gives us here. It's just generating. Price is Right. I don't think the Price is Right theme song is going to make sense here. All right, so we made sure we did instrumentals so that we don't get any lyrics that are going to mix in and distract from our voiceover. I hate it. I hate it already. It could work. It could work. How? What? Yeah, some people are saying it could be better. I agree. No, guys, we can't use Phil Collins. No more, no more Phil Collins. Not funeral music. How could we make this better? Like, I feel like it's close. Um, we'll say a commercial for a sad commercial for a digital product for a therapy and AI. I just want to see if it gets something close to what we want. AI therapy, digital product. That's yeah, that needs a gentle and empathetic soundtrack. Yeah, that's perfect. Um, oh, emotional piano. Cool. Okay, so we're gonna try emotional piano. I downloaded the second option just as a backup, but I don't think it's our winner. Okay, so then I'm also gonna do that same one, but without emotional piano and just see what it gives us. Oh, it's still generating. Okay, here we go. Because that concept sounds good. How do I get rid of the fine tunes? Clear. There we go. Okay. All right, so let's see what it gives us from that last one. Oh, it stopped. I think it's too slow. Too slow. No, I'm not into that one either. Yeah, it's too slow. Some people are saying that this one was perfect. You guys, this one is pretty good. Do you guys like this one? Yeah, people are liking this one. I think we could run with this one. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm having second thoughts about it. I think that was a really good option. Now let's see our dog scene. So we're back in frame.
I just don't know what I'd do without you, buddy.
Okay, so he doesn't walk out of the scene; he walks away. But that was funny.
I just don't know what I'd do without you, buddy.
It doesn't work. Walking away. So then, um, after the man speaks, um, yeah. So what can we do here? I'm going to add the multi-shot in, and I think it needs to be a bit longer because he didn't do the look over. The man is lying on the floor, pouring his heart out. And it says, I think maybe it just starts faster. Man says to his dog. So the dog seems distracted while the man is talking to him. Okay, so let's try this again, and I'm going to do the multi-shot so that we get a few different options. No, somebody wants the dog to fart. I don't know. That would be funny. Um, yeah, the Google Mini should say something. Yeah, absolutely. So let's do a shot of the Google Mini. Um, we had the Google Mini on the table. Remember? Um, I remember, but I don't. Where did I put it? Oh, hold on. See, this is why you need to stay organized. So I've got it in my dog folder because remember we've got this shot. Yeah, it's supposed to say I'm here. You're right. So how do I, guys? What do you think would be a great way to describe like those lights, like flickering in sequence? You know, like those four little lights on the Google Home, like. I mean, they don't make that sound, but you know what I'm saying? Like, how would I describe that? Like the lights on the Google Home Mini are activated while it is speaking. Um, it says, "I'm still here. I'm still here, buddy." Because he says, "I don't know what I do without you, buddy." And then, like, he says that to the dog, and then the Google Home Mini responds. Okay, so this will be the next shot. So I don't need 13 seconds for this because we have, I think I only need like 6 seconds. And yeah, so the lights on the Google Home Mini are activated while speaking. Okay, so let's try that. So we've got two different generations going, and we also need to generate our with the same colors as the Google logo. Yeah, I don't think I can get that detail right now because it's already started as the white. If I had more time, I would do that, but we don't. So we also need a few lines from. We need a couple voiceover lines as Gemini speaking, right? We need Gemini to say, how does it feel that he spoke about his ex 5 times in the last minute, right? So we got to pick a voice for Gemini. So what is our Gemini voice? It's not going to be the exact same voice as Gemini, but we're going to just find something that sounds like it could be from Google Gemini.
You don't have to stress about this. I just love talking about movies.
No,
Every morning,
no,
Okay, but tell me honestly.
no,
The room was quiet.
no.
मुझे ना पहाड़ों से बहुत
I think because I'm on, hold on. Oh, this is my voices. Here, hold on. I need to go into all voices.
love is composed of a. So there it was.
No.
Let's work through this together. I'll guide
That could be it. Does this sound like it? Like a Google?
you step by step and make everything feel simple and manageable.
Yeah, let's use that. So I'll say, how does it feel that he mentioned his ex 4 times in the last 5 minutes?
How does it make you feel that he mentioned his ex 4 times in the last 5 minutes?
Whoops, that's not the right one. What was the voice we just chose?
Let's work through
Okay, so I got to make sure that one's selected. Okay, come on, select. Okay, here we go. So we're going to use the latest 11v3 for best consistency. Oh, okay. All right, so let's run this. And it should generate pretty quickly.
How does it make you feel that he mentioned his ex 4 times in the last 5 minutes?
Okay, really monotone, really dead. So we need to fix that. So we're going to put V3, the newest 11 Labs update, has emotion tags. So we're going to say empathetic. So because I put this emotion tag in here and I'm going to regenerate it, adds thoughtful and empathetic. Yeah, it just added thoughtful there. So now I'm going to generate again, and it should be said with this emotion now.
How does it make you feel that he mentioned his ex 4 times in the last 5 minutes?
A little slow, but it's good.
How does it make you feel that he mentioned his ex 4 times in the last 5 minutes?
Okay, they're both good. They're both good. I think, yeah, maybe let's change it to curious, and maybe it'll go a bit faster. Let's just see if we can get it a bit faster. Oh, my computer's just freezing. Hold on. Okay, so let's see this one now. No, it's not done yet.
How does it make you feel that he mentioned his ex 4 times in the last 5 minutes?
Okay, that one's really good. I think that's our winner. Yeah, the emojis agree. Okay, so that's our winner. So I'm going to delete those other ones. And then we also need the other one where he says, I'm still here for you, buddy. This will be for the dog scene now.
I'm still here for you, buddy. I'm still here for you, buddy.
Okay, those are both really good. So we've got Alexa for the dog scene. So I'm just going to download those. Or I mean, put them in my folder. Whispers. Okay, we got our music. We've got our date scene video. Now let's just go make sure we've got our dog scene video.
I'm still here, buddy.
Okay, so I'll replace the audio there, but I think the shot looks good. Let's see this one.
I'm still here, buddy.
Okay, so either of those will work. Simple shot. We just need to nail the dog scene, like the actual dog walking out, and then we're done.
I just don't know what I'd do without you, buddy.
Okay, that was it. That was great. And let's just see what the other one was.
I just don't know what I'd do without you, buddy.
They're both good. I think the first one we watched was a bit better.
I just don't know what I'd do without you, buddy.
Okay, so we've got all of our assets now. We're ready. Okay, so let me just go back to our deck because I want to just reorient ourselves. Where are we? Where are we in the process? You guys know where we are? Still with me? Still having fun? Yes, we were in production. We just finished. We've got our voiceover, we've got our video, we've got our music. Now we're ready to take all of our assets and go into post-production. So we're going to take all of these final assets and go into a video editing software and edit the video together. And then we're going to have a Premiere. So I'm going to use Adobe Premiere, but Adobe Premiere is a paid product. I pay for the Adobe Creative Suite, but CapCut is a great option. CapCut is free. It's by ByteDance. So ByteDance is the owners of TikTok, and they've got the CDance 2 model. So ByteDance is the big tech company out of Asia. And there's also DaVinci Resolve, which is another amazing free option, which is more of a pro tool. So it's amazing that it's free. Somebody says CapCut isn't free anymore. I have CapCut; it's free. But I'm going to use Premiere Pro. So we're gonna do quickly put this together and make the video commercial. So I'm going to switch over, and I'm just going to save this, and I'm going to open up Premiere. And while that's happening, I'm just going to organize the videos that I just downloaded because I've got my doggy videos. All right, so I'm going to show you, you're going to get to see behind the scenes of a quick edit here. Do we have any video editors in the audience? So this is Google Gemini Therapy. Cool. Okay, so you guys are seeing my video editor. Awesome. And, oh, you're so welcome. You're very welcome. I love teaching the classes. This is so much fun. How lucky am I? And how lucky are we that Outskill does this for us? Thank you, Outskill. Outskill is amazing. Okay, so I'm going to just import my assets. So I've got my dog audio, and I've got my date audio.
How does it make?
So I'm just going to put that date audio. Like I said, just really important to stay organized. I'm going to make a new sequence. So this isn't really a video editing lesson. It's just for me to quickly put this together so that we can watch this and have a lot of fun with the Premiere. I'm happy to try to answer any questions that you guys have, but I'm not going to be explaining every step while I'm doing this. So I'm going to, I got to put my video, my dog video clips. Hey, what's up, Fanny? You having fun?
Hey, yes, absolutely.
All right, so I'm going to quickly rip this together. Dog video. And we need the opening scene as well. So I'm just putting the opening scene in here. All right, so this was our opening scene. I'm going to change sequence settings. And then which was our favorite dog video? That one was really good. Yeah, I remember that one was really good. And then we've got our date scene video. Yeah, that one was really good too. Okay, cool. So, I mean, this one's a pretty simple, like, we don't have a lot of shots. We have like three scenes instead of like a montage of shots, because usually we do a lot of quick shots, but this one's three really solid scenes. And we also need to put in our music. So let me just go find where the music, this was the music. I think that's the name they gave it, Whispers of Understanding. Is this the right one? Yeah, that's it. Cool. Okay, so now with these audio tracks, I just need to turn down the music so that it's not too loud. Because if it's really loud, then you can't hear the voiceovers. So I'm just going to make that much lower. And I'm also going to add in. Now we need to just put in the right voiceovers at the right parts. So in the dog scene, we need to add that final shot. This one, right? All right, and then we got to add. Oh, it looks like our music ends a little. It ends a little quick, but I'll try to make it fit. I might need to extend the song. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I'm freezing up here. And let's put that audio in. The I'm here for you, buddy.
I'm still here for you, buddy.
I'm gonna do the ultra close up.
I'm still.
Gonna remove some there. And we got to get the Gemini logo, and then we're done. So you guys ready for a premiere? You still with me? All right, I love it. I love the energy. This is the most rewarding part. So let me just grab, where did I put that logo? Here it is. Google Gemini Therapy. Oh, we need to add something at the end that says Google Gemini Therapy. I just realized that. So we do need to add one quick voice. So let me just, and I just need to put a white background. This is a real production. You're getting to see really behind the scenes. All right, so we need a white back. Otherwise you can't read it. Okay, so let's just quickly, my apologies, we forgot one important part. We need to add this, we need to add Google Gemini Therapy. We are here for you. That was the phrase, right? Let me just double check our brief. See, that's why you need the brief. Got to always make sure you're staying on the same page. Everybody's got the right info. Key message, we're here for you, or we hear you. I think we hear you. What do you guys like better? We hear you or we're here for you? We hear you seems to be the consensus. Yeah, we hear you. Okay, so we hear you. Okay, so let's generate that because we need this final
Google Gemini Therapy. We hear you.
It's too weak.
Google Gemini Therapy.
No, we need. How would you describe it? It needs to be more exciting, maybe. I don't know. That might be the wrong word, but we'll see.
Google Gemini Therapy. We hear you.
That was okay. It was okay.
Google Gemini Therapy. We hear you.
That was pretty good. Yeah, it needs to be more uplifting, right? Yeah, uplifting. So we've got some decent options, but we need a
Google Gemini Therapy. We hear you.
It's okay.
Google Gemini Therapy. We hear you.
I think that's the best one so far. What do you guys think? Yeah, maybe inspirational. I'm just going to use the last one.
Google Gemini Therapy. We hear you.
I don't know why she's having so much trouble understanding.
Google Gemini Therapy.
And let me just make it more creative. If it doesn't work, we'll just use the last one that I have.
Google Gemini Therapy. We hear you. Google Gemini Therapy. We hear you.
I don't know. It doesn't seem to be understanding the the tags that I've been giving it, but we'll use that last one. That's fine. Okay, so now we need to go back and just finish the commercial. So let me just go back into Premiere, share my screen again. And I'm going to put in a dissolve. All right. You guys ready for Premiere? Let's do it. Oh, I got to make sure, sorry, I just got to make sure my audio is on.
I think it was on, yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, no, now it's not sharing the right screen. Okay.
I don't know, sometimes I wish he would just listen to me. He never cares what I have to say, and it drives me crazy.
She never listened to me. She didn't take me seriously. I just don't know what I'd do without you, buddy.
I'm still here for you, buddy. Google Gemini Therapy. We hear you.
All right, so that was a great first draft. So you can see there's a few little things we got to change to make it really flow. So I'm just going to make those quick little edits so that it really flows a bit better. And we missed one voiceover line. We need the voiceover line from the date scene. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think? Yeah, it's missing the voiceover from the date scene. Yeah. Okay, so let's go grab the date audio.
How does it make you feel that he
Just gotta push that back a little.
his ex 4 times
She
in the
never
last
listened to
5
me.
minutes?
She didn't take me seriously.
Ooh, it kind of interjects with this line. So I don't know what to do about that yet. Maybe I'm going to put this at the beginning. I'm going to put the eye roll at the beginning to make up for that space. So maybe this will work. Maybe this will work. No, it won't work. It won't work.
Ex 4 you feel that he mentioned his ex.
I don't know what to do with that in this short time that we have, but here I'll put it in the scene before, and it'll be like a cinematic effect where you kind of hear the voice from the scene before first. So here we go. I think it'll work. I think it'll work. So let's go ahead and oh wait, this voice was just a little low, and also the other voice. Oh yeah, because it's at -14. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. That should be at 0. Okay, here we go. All right, real Premiere.
I don't know, sometimes I wish he would just listen to me. He never cares what I have to say, and it drives me crazy.
How does it make you feel that he mentioned his ex 4 times in the last 5 minutes?
She never listened to me. She didn't take me seriously. I just don't know what I'd do without you, buddy.
I'm still here for you, buddy. Google Gemini Therapy. We hear you.
All right, that was awesome. The only thing that I would fix if I had more time is the song should have gone into the end, like into the Gemini therapy at the end. But otherwise, like that was cinematic. That was a real. Those were some real scenes. So that was unreal. I always love these classes so much. So thank you again to Outskill for having me and for putting these on. Thank you everyone here for being here and for participating in this. That was so much fun. Feel free to add me on LinkedIn. I would love to connect with you guys and see what you guys are working on. Again, just make sure that you put in a note, just letting me know that you were in the class to make sure that I add you back. And yeah, like thank you. That was unreal. That was amazing. And I'm going to leave you with Fanny. So Fanny, it's all yours.
No, amazing, amazing, Jordan. Thank you so much for doing this. I think, every time you come in into the mastermind, you do it with so much patience, and everybody just like gets hooked in. They enjoy it so much. And it's just lovely to see. And today's concept was also so nice. I've gone ahead and shared your LinkedIn profile on the chat. I'm sure a lot of people would want to go ahead and connect with you. But thank you so much for being here today and helping all of us with image and video generation. Folks, I truly hope that you got to capture the entire workflow. Of course, there is a document that is coming your way that I'll be sharing very, very soon. But the exact same workflow can be utilized by all of you to go ahead and narrate incredible stories as well. If you just like push yourselves, there's a lot that you will be able to do with generative AI. Anything that you want to add, before we close out this session, Jordan?
It's just the most exciting time to be a creative. I hear a lot of people like either have like tons of fear of AI or they're really overhyping AI, like both extremes of the spectrum. And I think it's really important to just like stay even keeled, just know how the tools work and embrace them, use them, have fun with them. Because it's just an amazing time. So just don't get distracted by all the noise and just really follow your passion, whatever it is. Like for me, it's generative AI image and video, any type of filmmaking. For other people, it might be design or analytics. It could be anything. So just don't get distracted by the noise and have fun. That's what I would leave you with.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here, Jordan.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. I hope you guys have a great rest of the mastermind, a great weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Wonderful. Bye bye.